Hello viewers, in this video I would like to discuss iterative methods for solving system of linear equations. We will discuss two methods, Jacobi method and Gauss-Seidel method. So Jacobi method is an iterative technique and it is called after Carl Gustav Jacob Jacobi. And this method makes two assumptions. First, that the given system of equation has unique solution, and second, that coefficient matrix A has no zeros on its main diagonal, and if any of the diagonal entries a11, a22, an and are 0, then rows or columns must be interchanged to obtain the coefficient matrix that has non-zero entries on the main diagonal. So what we do, from first equation we calculate x1, from second equation we calculate x2, and from last equation we calculate xn. So we can write down the expression as x1 is equal to 1 upon a11 and b1 minus rest of the terms in the equation. x2 is 1 upon a22, b2 minus rest of the terms in the equation, and similarly xn. Now we start with initial approximation. We take values of x1, x2, x3 up to xn, some initial guess we take, and we substitute all these values on the right hand side. So first we calculate x1, then x2 and xn. Once we calculate all the values, our first iteration is over. Then we start from first equation again and get second iterated value and till we reach to xn. So once second iteration is over, we do third and so on till we reach to desired accuracy. So here we have one example. This is the given set of equations and we have to solve it by Jacobi method, and we have to continue the iterations until two successive approximations are identical when rounded to 3 significant digits. So what will we do? From first equation we will calculate x1, from second equation we will calculate x2, and from third we calculate x3. So we have written x1, x2, x3 values. We start with initial approximation, and that is 0, 0, 0. We substitute values of x2 and x3 in first equation and get value of x1. We substitute x1 and x3 in second and get x2. We substitute x1 and x2 in third and we get x3 value. So first iteration is over. Now we perform second, third and fourth iterations, and we summarize all the results in this table. So n is equal to 0 shows 0th iteration, n is equal to 1 shows first iteration, and the values of x1, x2, x3 are given. Up to 7th iterations computations have been done, and if we can see that in 6th iteration and 7th iterations values are equal up to third decimal places. Now we move to next iterative method is Gauss-Seidel method, and iterative methods are preferred over direct methods when coefficient matrix is sparse. They are self-correcting if an error is made in the initial approximation. Due to convergence they keep on improving and they tend to exact solution or near to exact solution. The condition for the convergence of Gauss-Seidel method is that system should be diagonally dominant, and we can write that as mod ai is greater than sigma j is equal to 1, j is not equal to I up to n, mod aij. It means mod of diagonal element is greater than the summation of rest of the elements in that row. So if this condition is satisfied for each row, then we can apply Gauss-Seidel method and it is convergent in that case. Otherwise we cannot apply Gauss-Seidel method. Now we consider the system of n equations in n unknowns. This is the system of equations which we have already discussed. Now reorder the equations so that the coefficient matrix is diagonally dominated. If it is not, rearrange the equations such that From first equation we calculate x1, from second equation we calculate x2, from third equation x3, and so on till xn. So we can write all the equations and we can get the values x1, x2, xn. Now we start with initial approximation, and this system in general form can be written as xi is equal to bi upon aii minus sigma j is equal to 1, j is not equal to in, aij upon aii, xj I is taking values 1 to n. So general form is there. So we start with some initial approximation of the solution, and we calculate x1 from the first equation by substituting the values of x2, x3 up to xn, which we have taken in initial approximation. Then we go to x2, but when we calculate x2 we use new value of x1, and rest of the values, that is x3, x4 up to xn, we take as we have assumed in approximation, initial approximation. Then we calculate x3. For x3 we have two new values, x1 and x2, and rest of the values x4, x5 up to xn, we use the values which we have taken in initial approximation. So improve each value of x using most recent approximation. Here we do one example based on Gauss-Seidel method, and we have given that correct to 3 decimal places we have to do the calculations. It means accuracy has been specified. So we will stop our iterations once we obtain this accuracy, and we have this system of equations here. By observation we can see it is not diagonally dominant because 1 is not more than 1 plus 54. So we will arrange the rows and equations, we can say, and we will make it diagonally dominant. So second equation will become first equation, which is 27 is more than 6 plus 1. So first equation is this. Second, 15 is more than 6 plus 2. So this is the second equation. And third equation is x plus y plus 54z is equal to 110. So now this system is diagonally dominant. Now from first equation we will calculate x, from second we will calculate y, from third equation we will calculate z. Now we can write these equations x, y, z here, and now we take some initial approximation. We have taken x is equal to 0, y is equal to 0, z is equal to 0. From first equation we calculate value of x by substituting value of y and value of z in first equation. We get x1, that is 3.148. For calculating y1 we use x1, new x1, and value of z which is 0. For calculating z1 we use x1 and y1 and get z1. So our first iteration is over. Now we repeat the process till the result is obtained, that is correct to 3 decimal places, which is the specified accuracy given in the question, and we arrange the values in a tabular form. We see x values, y values, z values have been given, and iteration numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if we see the last two, fourth iteration and fifth iteration, values of x, y and z are same in both the iterations, which are equal to 3 decimal places. So we can stop our iterations here and calculations. We obtained our result, x is equal to 2.425, y is equal to 3.573, and z is equal to 1.926. So this example is now complete and we can stop here.